You wake up, grind your 9 to 5, grab that $8 coffee, pay for gas. Swipe your card for rent, and by Friday, your paycheck feels like it vanished into thin air. You're not lazy, you're doing everything right. But somehow, broke again. Society keeps saying, treat yourself, live for today. You deserve it, but let's be real. While you're chasing small comforts, banks, landlords, and credit card companies are the ones cashing in. They get richer, you stay stuck. We were sold a lie that comfort now means success. But it's a trap, man. Every ad, every marketing campaign is designed to hook you into buying quick dopamine hits instead of building real freedom. You scroll Instagram and see your buddies flexing vacations, new sneakers, or that shiny car. Meanwhile, you're sweating over how to cover rent or groceries this month. It makes you question yourself like, am I the problem? Here's the dangerous truth. If you keep living like this, by 40 you won't have freedom, you'll have debt, stress, and regret. The system wants you tired, broke, and easy to control. Don't let them write your future. If nothing changes, nothing changes. You'll keep grinding harder every year and still be stuck in the same loop. But if you wake up now, you can flip the script and build a life that actually feels free. What if I told you that living cheap now is the single biggest wealth hack no one's teaching you? I'm John, and welcome to Cash Plan with John. Your journey to financial freedom starts here. Hit subscribe and join a community of guys figuring out money the smart way, not the Instagram way. This is for educational purposes only. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just a dude who learned some lessons and wants to share them with you. Stick around, because today I'll break down why living cheap isn't about sacrifice, it's about strategy. By the end, you'll see exactly how today's choices shape tomorrow's freedom. Pay attention, take notes, and let's get into it. Living cheap isn't about being broke, it's about playing the long game. You're not missing out. You're setting yourself up for a life with way more freedom. It's just like hitting the gym, man. The grind feels tough now, but the results, just like muscle gains, show up later and change everything. Every $100 you save isn't just 100, it's fuel. It's money that multiplies and gives you options later down the road. Picture this: instead of working jobs you hate just to pay bills, you get to choose projects you actually care about. That's what saving buys you: freedom. Most people think living cheap is punishment. Truth is, it's not about pain, it's about buying back your own life and time. Like Buffett said, don't save what's left after spending, spend what's left after saving. That mindset is how ordinary guys build extraordinary futures. Here's the math that changes everything. The numbers might look small at first, but when you see how they grow, it'll blow your mind. Cutting just $100 a month, like skipping random Amazon splurges or extra bar nights, adds up to $2,400 a year. Most guys don't even realize how powerful that number is. Now imagine investing that cash at a solid 7% return. In 10 years, that little cut in spending could turn into almost 24 grand. That's basically like skipping one overpriced brunch a week and ending up with a free used car. A decade later, crazy trade, right? That money could be the down payment on your first home, or the freedom to walk away from a toxic job. It's not just savings, it's options. Most people ignore the small leaks in their budget, but small leaks sink big ships. Or like Dave Ramsey says, a budget is just telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Cheap doesn't mean miserable, bro. It means swapping out overpriced stuff for smarter fun that actually feels real. Think about road trips with your boys, windows down, music blasting, and memories that stick way longer. Then a luxury resort, cooking with friends is way cheaper and honestly way more fun than dropping $100 at a restaurant for food you forget the next day. It's like building your own Lego set, bro. You create fun piece by piece instead of paying someone else to hand it to you. Flex culture wants you to believe spending equals happiness. But let's be real, most of those dudes are just drowning in debt. Like Will Smith said, too many people spend money they don't have on stuff they don't even like, just to impress people they don't care about. You know the drill. Your boss finally gives you that raise, and your first thought is, man, I deserve a nicer apartment now. It feels like leveling up, but really, You're just signing up for higher bills. It's the classic upgrade trap every time you earn more. Your lifestyle jumps right with it. But instead of freedom, you're stuck on a bigger hamster wheel. Think about it, it's like running on a treadmill. You're sweating, pushing harder, but at the end of the day, you're still in the same exact spot. But what if, instead of chasing the upgrade, you locked in your expenses and invested that extra cash? That's how real wealth gets built quietly in the background. Most guys at 35 still renting, wondering where all their money went. The truth? It leaked away with every car upgrade and apartment jump. Remember what Robert Kiyosaki said, it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. And keeping it is what sets you free. Living smart cheap isn't about being broke, it's about playing the game differently. You focus on value, not just price, so you get more out of every dollar. Think about food. Why pay $60 for steak at a restaurant when you can cook the same thing at home for 10? You still get the flavor and the vibe, but without the financial hangover. It's kind of like hacking a video game. You find the secret shortcut that gets you the same result but way faster and cheaper. But don't get it twisted, being smart with money doesn't mean being stingy. Spend on the stuff that truly makes your life better. Benjamin Franklin said it best, beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. Even the tiny stuff adds up and can wreck your plans if you're not paying attention. So here's the mindset: live cheap, but live smart. Play the game like a pro, and you'll stack wealth without ever feeling poor. Your buddy texts you, let's hit Vegas this weekend. You feel that rush of excitement. But deep down your wallet is screaming, don't do it, in your head. Your ego screams yes because saying no feels like missing out. But your gut knows it's a setup for broke Mondays. It's just like being on a diet and someone waves candy in your face. The trick isn't excuses, it's having discipline. You don't have to ghost your friends. Instead, you suggest something fun that doesn't wreck your budget. Because keeping up with everyone else's spending, that's the fastest road to debt and zero freedom. Mark Cuban once said, don't buy things you can't afford with money you don't have. That's a billionaire reminding us discipline now means freedom later. Living cheap today isn't about being boring, it's about setting yourself up for freedom tomorrow. Imagine having the choice to retire early instead of grinding until you're too old to enjoy life. When you cut back on the flashy stuff now, you're buying time later. That means more days with your family, more trips you actually enjoy, and less stress about money. Think of it like planting a tree. The shade doesn't show up right away, but when it finally grows, you'll wish you had planted more. That's how saving and investing works. Let's put numbers to it. Even just $300 a month, invested consistently over 30 years, grows to around $350,000. That's a house, a business, or total freedom to live life on your terms. Most people wake up at 50 realizing they lived rich but end up broke. Don't let your future self look back and regret the chances you wasted. Remember what Einstein said: compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Start small today. In future you will look back and thank you big time. Problem: society traps us in instant gratification. Solution: live cheap now equals invest equals freedom later. Vision: you control money, not the other way around. Living cheap now isn't punishment, it's the smartest move your future self will thank you for. Smash that like button, subscribe to Cash Plan with John, and share this video with a friend who needs to hear it. Drop a comment. What's the hardest expense for you to cut back on? Let's get real in the comments. I read everyone. This is Cash Plan with John. Your journey to financial freedom starts here. Remember, money is just a tool. Use it wisely, and it'll build the life you dream of. See you in the next one.